Onoda gave it his all. That's all we have to take away from this episode. Onoda gave it his all. And even though he didn't win the race, but he gave it his all. At least he beat Imazami to the top of the mountain. At least he beat him. And we start off seeing that it's the first. Well, we have 1 kilometers left. 1 kilometers left into the top of the mountain, and Onoda is just going as hard as he can. And Onoda catches up to Imazami, and we found out that Naruko was actually Naruko was behind them, and in order to catch up to Imazumi, he raised his cadence to 30 RPMs, and Imazumi, what he did was he stood up when they got to like the top of the, well, almost to the top of the mountains, and it's called dancing, but all you do is really stand up on your bike and pedal, but they call it dancing. So he basically got up and said, "Oh, you're good. You caught up to me, but you can't be better than me if you don't learn how to dance." And Onoda basically said, "Well, Naruko told me how to dance, so I know how to dance now." So Onoda gets up and he starts to dance. Then Onoda basically beats Imazumi to the top of the mountain, and I think that was a big step. That was a big step up for his character, because in the beginning of the series, he wasn't really. I mean, he was at the top. They gave us hints because he did beat Imazumi to the top of the to the school. He did beat him. Well, he didn't beat him, but Imazumi saw something in him. But in this episode, we finally see what the fire that was inside of him, and he got to the top of the mountain and he beat Imazumi, who was supposed to be like the best biker at this school, which he was, because he did win at the end. But Onoda did beat him in one part, and that's what Naruko told him a couple episodes ago. He said, if you could beat him, if you could win, or if you could find your niche, if you could find something that you're good at least one part, there's the straightaway, up the mountain, down the mountain, and another straightaway. If you can find what your niche is, if you can find what you're good at, even if you lose this race, it will be a big factor. So Onoda found out what he was good at, and actually he's actually good at every part of this race, to be honest. So Onoda basically he collapsed and he was gone. He was tired. All his energy was gone, and the captain, got to him, and the captain basically saved him. Kenju basically saved Onoda from trying to kill himself and going down that mountain. He probably would have died. So Imazumi basically goes on ahead, and Naruko comes back and passes Onoda, and they get into a battle, Naruko and Imazumi, and Imazumi wins the race. He comes in first. Naruko comes in second, and I guess Onoda comes in third, even though he didn't finish. So it was a good episode. Imazumi ran a race, and we were all really expecting it, because he was chosen in the beginning of this race as captain. So we already seen that he was chosen as captain, and throughout the first couple episodes, we already knew that he was the ace. He was the ace, and he was gonna be the leader of this biker team. But he do have challengers. He has Naruko, who was side by side with him throughout this whole race, and now he has Onoda to think about, because Onoda did beat him in the uphill race. So he has his challenges. So this is a good series. This episode, it was action packed. We learned a lot of things. So it has to get an 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10, because it was suspenseful throughout the whole episode. I finally see that Onoda won something in this race, because he wasn't even doing anything. He was kind of slacking throughout the race because he had a shitty bike. But then when he got his new bike, turned up. So he did step up his game. So there was character development, and we've seen that Imazumi, he had that coming. He had an ego to him. So for him to lose that mountain race, we'll see what he's gonna be like after this race. Even though he was kind of a cool character, but we'll see what he's like after this race. And I'll give it a 9 out of 10. Everything was great from the beginning of the episode, was throughout the race. It didn't slow down. Everything, we finally got the races over, so the story is gonna continue. We're gonna go back to the school. Everyone's gonna go back to class. Who knows if he's gonna start off his anime club? Maybe he's into racing now. Maybe Onoda's into racing now. He's not gonna start up the anime club. His whole point to racing was, you know, to get Imazumi to join the anime club. So we'll see what happens in the next episode if he continues his goal to get to the anime club or whatever, to create an anime club, because his school doesn't have one. So he's probably gonna be a biker, even though he didn't finish the race. He did meet the bike whatever, the biking team's captain or their leader, and he seems to like Onoda, so he's probably in the group now. So good episode, 9 out of 10. Admin guys, subscribe, like for more videos, and I'm out.